Hello viewers, welcome to Bowls Theory of Everything. As you can see, I'm in my dining room, drinks cabinet, in the kitchen. Two of my earliest videos were filmed here, happy days. Today, I'm looking at the type of bowl for you so I don't need to demonstrate on a rink. A set of bowls is not cheap, so you need to research the type of bowl before you buy a set. The good news is, they're very durable and they do hold their value if they're in good condition. For example, no chips. I've found that bowls damage more easily on outdoor rinks, but do not on indoor rinks. So you may need to buy two sets of bowls, particularly if your outdoor rink is much slower than your indoor rink. The value of your bowls is enhanced if they're still in date to play county and national competitions. There's a World Bowl stamp on there, and that shows 32. So it's valid until 2032. Bowls can be categorized in several ways. The two most important are size and bias. Size. The smallest is an unbelievable 0.000, and that's a very small bowl. My wife Angela has a size 0 here, and that's quite small. That's a Taylor Ace, and it goes up in size from the quadruple 0 to a triple 0, a double 0, a 0, 1, 2, 3, which is what I've got, 4, 5, 6. The smallest one is a diameter of about 4 inches across there. And it goes up to the size 6, which is 5 inches. So this will be about 4 3/4 inches across. And the other important categorization is bias. And you can broadly split bias into 4 groups: narrow bias, medium bias, wide bias, very wide bias. Other variations of bowl are the sort of grip you have on the bowl. So some are dead smooth, some have these little dimples round the side. And colour, a personal choice, and type of arc that the bowl travels. So it can bowl a smooth arc with no kinks in. Some of them, bowls, as they slow down, they hook at the end where the bias takes effect. That's called like a hockey stick curve. These VSs are smooth curved. So, what bowl do you choose? First, what size bowl for you? You should choose the largest bowl that feels comfortable in your hand and doesn't feel as it might slip out. You should be able to do that with it, or go round the edge with it. For small hands, some bowls are made with a groove that makes the running surface slightly narrower, such as these Drake's Pride Pro 50. There's a groove cut in there, which means this surface is quite narrow, and it does enable small hands to grip that a bit better than a wider surface. That's the Drake's Pride Pro 50. The way you grip the bowl determines what size bowl you have. So a claw grip will limit you because the claw grip, you're going round this surface, which is a long way round. Whereas a cradle grip, I could have a wider bowl using a cradle grip than I can a claw grip, because a claw grip like that, there's a long way round to go. But this way, the diameter is less, so you can get more bowl in there. You've still got to be able to hold it. The classic example of this is Catherine Rednall. She's got a small hand, but she has quite a large bowl. She's able to do it by delivering her bowl and a claw grip. So circumference is obviously much further than the diameter. So you choose your bowl to make it fit and be comfortable. Bias. Your choice of bias depends on two main factors: the type of rink you play on and the position in which you play. If you play on a fast rink, for example, indoors, usually fast, or some synthetic greens outdoors, you do not need a maximum bias bowl, because even the narrow bowls, like my VS's, swing quite well on a fast rink. If you play on an outdoor rink in the northern hemisphere, the green is likely to be slow. You will therefore need a wider swinging bowl. There's a greater variety of greens between these two extremes, a great variety. So there's a variety of bowls to match. You've got to choose what suits most of the greens you play on. Don't forget, conditions can vary between seasons and weather, and even in one afternoon. You will always have to adapt. The position you play. If you play lead, you need a narrow bias bowl because there's usually a clear route to the jack. Why take the long route to the jack? Playing further down the rink, for example as a skip, you need a stronger bias because bowls get in the way. You have to play a variety of shots as a skip. You can still bowl a slightly narrower bowl with a yard on, or you can bowl a wider shot, but a stronger bias enables you to have that greater variety. I'll quickly run through bowls from narrow to very wide, and which they are, but you can research these very easily on the internet. So, narrow bias bowls. There's an Aero Defiance, which is a very narrow. There's my Taylor VS's, which are also narrow bias, and a Henselite Tiger 2 is a narrow bias. Then we've got medium bias bowls, Aero Quantum Taylor Blaze, Henselite Tiger Pro, and this one, Breaks by Professional, that comes in the medium bias category. Wide bias bowls are Aero Groove, Taylor Ace, such as this one, which is a mid-wide bias, and a wide bias is Henselite Tiger. Then you've got very wide bowls, Aero Maxim, very wide bias, Taylor Lignoid, extra wide bias, and Henselite Tiger 2 HF, also an extra wide bias. As I say, there's a tremendous variety. I haven't even mentioned them all, but research them, and you can see they have diagrams about the line they take, whether they go out and then in or hook at the end. As for me, in my last 20 years, I've played mainly on quite fast indoor rinks. Also, in most of my important games, I've played as a lead. So I've bowled with a Vector, and my current bowl is this Vector VS's. My previous bowl to a Vector would swing across the jack when bowling forehand, full length on the ditch hand, as I demonstrated in my previous video on mastering the ditch. That is why I switched to this Vector. Over the years, I've had a lot of criticism of narrow biased bowls. In recent years, however, these comments have died away. I believe this criticism came from traditionalists who gravitated from playing on heavy outdoor greens to fast indoor greens, bringing their black, wide-swinging bowls with them. They came up against the modernist player who logically chose the bowl, often coloured, best suited to their game. The Vector VS is obviously legal, and it does take a reasonably wide line on a fast rink. On my home rink, the green is not as fast as some, and it's a bit narrower than I would like, but I can still make it work, and I can always find a path to the jack with this. To summarise, I've discussed all the logic behind choosing a bowl. Now it's up to you. Research. Try a friend's bowl. See if your club has bowls you can try. Sometimes a bowl feels though it's just made for you. If you make the wrong choice, as I've done before, you can usually resell them for a decent price and buy yourself another set. So, good luck with your choice and happy bowling. And subscribe for my next video, which is going to be about Kelvin Kirchhoff, the famous Australian bowler. Thank you very much. And comment, because I answer every comment. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.